Good morning, sunshine. Happy Taco Tuesday. Just sometimes you just have a good day. Everybody at the gym was in a good mood today. Everybody was, and I'll tell you what, that lifts me up. I think it might have something to do with my smile when I walk in, but who knows? I'm not trying to take credit for anything. But here's what I gotta say. In life, you know what happiness is, and I hate to say this, but it's basically under your control. It is. It's your perspective. That's what makes you happy or sad. It's are you appreciative of the things that you have, or are you always envying what other people have? Or you always see the things that you want to have instead of appreciating the things that you did? Because you got to remember, where you're at right now is where you're at, and you got to understand is everything you got. You're breathing every day, you're waking up every day, you're doing all these things. And you guys got to learn how to appreciate that. And that's where you find happiness. You find happiness in, just like I said, appreciating the things you got. And when you're on this journey with me, you guys, some people probably just watch me because you think I'm crazy, or this guy's going through some kind of thing. And I guess I am going through some kind of thing. But the thing is I woke up, and it's time. And if you guys want to call it a midlife crisis, then it's just, it's titles that other people want to give. And I'm all right with that. But hopefully this is the middle of my life, and I got another 50 years to try to spread some happiness and try to stay in shape and try to do that stuff. I hope I have that. But I'm just taking it one day at a time. And here's what I got to tell you. This is where you set your goals. This is where you, instead of, trying to just look at the top of the hill, set your goal there and hopefully you achieve it. I want your goal to be 1% better the next day. You know what I mean? Like, so today I'm 1% better than I was yesterday. And in any capacity, if I'm a little bit smarter, I read a book, or I learned something, or I met a new person, or I found something inside of me that, there's old habits that keep popping up, and I'm like, whoa, that's how I react to things. And then now I've learned how to be able to step back from situations where I'm upset, or, I react, or somebody, when people get critical of you, you tend to be, you get defensive. You get like, but if you want to be a true stud, ma'am, if you want to be on top of your game and be unbeatable and have the armor, whatever, you have to be able to take criticism and listen to it instead of reacting, instead of being defensive, because that's our initial reaction to every time somebody's critical of us. We just defend. We defend. But if you want to be just a little bit better, I want you to listen to those criticisms. You know why it affected you so much? Because you believe it a little bit too. So you have to understand. Be stronger than that. Be better than that. Be 1% better every day, and you're going to get to wherever you want to go. And that is your goal. Your goal is 1% every day. Now we ain't looking at the top of the mountain. We can peek at it, but that's not it. That's the journey. That's the goal. Getting on the journey. You guys have a wonderful Taco Tuesday. I'll talk to you tomorrow.